What's up, YouTube? So the good folks over at Kemimoto have reached out to me yet again, and they said, hey, we've got another Razor Pro XP part. We would like to see if it'll fit on the Turbo R. So that's exactly what they did. They sent me this box right here. Now normally what I would do in this case was we would cut the tape and I'd pull everything out, show you what's in the box, and then we'd bring it over and put it in the machine. Today, that's not what we're doing. All right, so as you can see, yep, they have sent me their rear cargo box. Now this is a cargo box designed for the Pro XP that also works in the Turbo R. Unfortunately, if you have a Pro R, this is not going to work simply because the bed height is a little different in the Pro R from my understanding. I haven't had an opportunity to try it myself, but my basic understanding is the depth of the bed on the Pro R is a little more shallow than the Turbo R and the Pro XP. Nonetheless, this thing fits like a glove. And so what they've done is they have incorporated this little hook that ties under your handle right here. And you just put this thing in place and kind of slide it under that. All right, so along with the cargo box, they're going to supply you these cam over style rubber expansion things. Now, I imagine most of you are probably familiar with these things. That they've got the ones that have got like the little eye bolt that comes across the top, you twist down. I've even bought the ones that have got the little plastic knob. They work okay at best. These, however, you just slip these things into place and you cam them over and it's done. I mean, it doesn't move after that. So props to those guys for coming up with these. These are so much easier to use and faster to use, of course. Some highlights on this thing: it's made out of LDPE plastic, which is a light density polyethylene, if you really want to get the technical terms out. Basically what that means, it's weather resistant, it's water resistant, it's not going to fade in the sun over time. These are marine grade plastics, HDPE, LDPE. These are plastics that are designed to be out in the elements. So over time, it's not going to stain with mud. It's not going to get warped in the sun or discolored from the sun, such as that. Okay, so as many of you that have watched our videos may have noticed, I've always kind of carried a cooler back here in the back. It's just an easy place for us to be able to access drinks if we've got stuff, if we're taking lunch meats and stuff like that we want to keep cold through the day. Just an easy spot for us to be able to get to that stuff. While this is technically not a cooler, this is a cargo box. It's a 42 quart capacity cargo box. I'm going to treat it like a cooler. As a matter of fact, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy me a drop-in liner, like a small 24 can cooler, and that'll sit inside, and you'll have a little partitioned area if we want to take extra stuff like hot dog buns. We've done that before, where as a group we'll set up, build a bonfire, roast some hot dogs, maybe even drink a cold beer or something like that. So if you want an area, I'm going to have an area partitioned off to where I could carry stuff like that doesn't necessarily have to be cold. All right, that being said, yes, I got this about 2 weeks ago. Yes, I've already made a trip to the woods with it. And I am happy to say, even though it is not a cooler, I put a bag of ice in it. I threw 4 or 5 bottled waters in there, a couple of sports drinks, a couple of 20-ounce Coke type products. And we rode about 7 hours. Now, at the end of the day, there was very little ice left, but I was surprised that there was ice left. Everything was still cold. As a matter of fact, the next day I came out to clean the machine up, and everything was still cold even the next day. So I think, like I said, if I get a small something to put in here that's going to be enough to put 6-8 drinks in and some ice, that's plenty for a day's ride. And then we're going to have quite a bit of space left, because I mean, as you can see, this thing's massive inside. It really is. It's got a seal that runs around the perimeter of the lid right here, so it is watertight. It is going to be dust proof and dust resistant to get stuff inside of it. So, you know, overall, really great product. I have to say, I'm thoroughly impressed. The little clamps are really easy to use. It's a bungee style clamp, but they're not over tight. Like, they're not where you're just constantly stretching it out and fighting with it and stuff. Yeah, like I said, we did a ride and used it, and it never budged. It never moved. I was really impressed with it. But the obviously the big thing is, oh my gosh, it's phenomenal looking. Like, this thing looks great. So yeah, like I said, we went ahead and did a ride with this thing. We were on the trails 7 hours or so, and surprisingly enough, it still had some ice in it at the end of the day. I was kind of shocked, considering that it's not a cooler, it's a cargo box. And so it's not insulated anywhere. It's a single wall layer of this LDPE plastic. So I was surprised that there was still ice at the end of that. Now, granted, it was only like 45 for the high that day. So if you're riding the dunes and it's 95 or 100 degrees, yeah, you're probably not going to have any ice at the end of the day. But nonetheless, super stoked to have it. Thanks again to the folks at Kemimoto for sending this to us. Man, it's just a good looking piece. It looks like it's supposed to be there. The textures match the textures and the plastics on the machine. Obviously, it being black, it just, you know, it's just a really good looking part. They hit it out of the park when they made this one. So if you guys have any questions, obviously feel free to comment below. I am going to post a link in the description, so if you're looking for this or the other cargo box that they have that fits in front of this, between this and the seats, I'm going to post a link for that stuff. Reach out to the folks at Kemimoto if you have any questions. As always, we greatly appreciate you hit that like and subscribe button. You guys have a great day.